Growing up, dealing with police officers and my community, I can say I loved them. I really did because first and second grade, I was a part of a DARE program. Everybody went through the DARE program with police officers, educating them on public safety, and I always wanted to be a police officer. I went to school for criminal justice and psychology, and I wanted to be a detective. That started from as a young age, just in that DARE program, wanted to ride in that car, one of the nicest cars. It was like pimp my ride at like second grade. It was the nicest thing ever. But I really loved police officers at a young age. First time I interacted with a police officer, again, was the DARE program, and that's when I grew to love them. But it was at around 13 years of age when my interaction went south. I was about 13 years old, and we was coming back from the park. It was more or less like 4 or 5 of us. You know, when you're coming back from the park, you're just laughing, you're joking, but we looked as if we were a mob, honestly, because we just acted so goofy. Police officers, they pull up on the side of us and they simply say, "Hey, you guys put your hands on the car." I'm goofy, I'm the class clown, always have been. I like cracking a lot of jokes, and I'm like, "Get out of here," and everybody started laughing, and it was hilarious. We proceeded to walk maybe a block or two down the street, and we kept laughing, and the officer gets pissed off now because we're all laughing, and they get outside of the car. And they say, "Get your hands on the car." We was like, okay. We walk up to the car, and we're still laughing because we know we have nothing to hide. I say to him, "Hey, we all don't have a record. We're only 13, 14 years of age." He said, "I know one of you motherfuckers been to jail before." At that moment, because I'm so goofy and I don't know how to feel, I just keep laughing, but on the inside, I'm terrified. We're putting our hands on the car. They're touching us very inappropriately. At that moment, I feel very violated because there's an area on my body that was touched that I felt that shouldn't have been touched. And once they bring back our IDs and they see that we don't have a record and we walk away, and he simply tells us, "I'm gonna catch one of you motherfuckers on the corner selling drugs." So it was more or less like, "Hey, when can I win? I just wanted to play ball and I'm having fun with my friends. So because I'm walking down the street with my friends, I'm a criminal or I look suspicious." At that moment, at 13, I don't want to be a cop anymore because my person that was supposed to be my hero, it's not my hero, he's now a villain. After that encounter with the police officers, I immediately shunned them at every situation that I could. Just try to get away from them, not really want to hold any conversations with any officers because at that point I feel uncomfortable, and the individuals that are supposed to protect our communities are individuals that we look at as villains now. So it's like, where is my safety? I have no safety because the person that's supposed to help me is hurting me. I didn't talk to any of my friends about that encounter simply because I didn't know how to feel. It was more or less, is this normal or this is not normal? And I didn't want to talk to my mother about it because, number one, I didn't get any badge numbers, nor do I know to look at any badge numbers. And two, this was an officer that was my same skin color. This wasn't a racial issue. It was just the fact that this individual was doing his job and they violated my privacy. And I didn't know how to feel, nor did I want to express this to my parents. After that situation, I continued to have more than just walking down the street, simply, "Hey, you look suspicious." What does suspicious look like? The fact that I have brown eyes and black hair, I think that represents a lot of people in this community. So what does suspicious look like? At that moment, that was my first experience really of stop and frisk. Currently, I feel that, excuse my French, I think all police officers are assholes. Reasoning because I think they think as if they're above the law. They can do no wrong, and they're rightfully so. They can't do any wrong because this system that's set in place is giving them an opportunity to get away with any and everything. So yes, they feel as if they're above the law, but I don't like them because they're not my heroes. They're the ones that are killing our black and brown youth on the daily. So I don't support them. I'm not trying to build any friendship or anything like that. Only thing I want them to do is do their job, and that's protect our communities, and that's all. Currently, the interaction with police officers is very negative, reasoning because we don't trust them. I've watched officers put drugs in other people's pockets and say that it's theirs. I've watched officers walk down the street and simply just be assholes to them for no reason just because they can. I've watched an officer tell me that I should not file a complaint on an individual that pulled a gun out on me, and they were supposed to just do their job and document the information. They didn't want to because they had to fill out paperwork. I don't trust an officer.